Well, we've all heard, maybe experienced, the long lines at TSA checkpoints, the unexpected waits on the tarmac, tons of traffic, and all kinds of other travel headaches. So how can you stay healthy and comfortable while traveling for the remainder of this summer? Physical therapist Dr. Karena Wu from Active Care Physical Therapy here in the city is here along with Marcello Petalino, the author of Celebrate Life, to give us some tips. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you. Good morning.
So let's first start with waiting long periods of time, either at the airport, even in line at an amusement park. Doctor, let me start with you. How does that affect our bodies, just first waiting online?
People tend to get a little lazy when they're standing around waiting. So when you're in the line to get through TSA, because you're also traveling with heavy bags, what you're going to do is, if you're carrying a bag, especially something that goes over your shoulder, you're not going to carry it so well. So you sling it over one shoulder, and then you lean on a hip, and you're hiking up your shoulder, and it just causes all these muscle imbalances. You're compressing one, you're overusing one side, and so what will happen is you're going to lead to aches and pains down the road because you've been standing there waiting, hoping that line's going to move for you.
And Marcello, we have some bags. What are some tips when you are standing waiting with with
my
luggage?
pleasure. Andrew, there's three things to remember when you're carrying your suitcases or anything heavy for that matter. You want to first use your legs, engage your core, and use good posture to protect your spine.
Okay.
And then if you have a backpack, as Dr. Wu was saying, you want to make sure that you don't just sling it over one shoulder. You want to utilize both straps like this. My daughter calls it going old school with the two straps.
Especially when you're an adult.
Yeah, and this way, whatever weight you're carrying is going to be equally distributed.
Right.
And the same thing goes if you have an over-the-shoulder bag. If you have an over-the-shoulder bag, same idea. If your laptop's inside, you want to make sure throughout your weight, throughout your journey, you make sure that you switch sides, switch shoulders. This way, one side of your body isn't being worked harder than the other.
All right. And then obviously, I mean, if you are standing, you could put all of it down and try to stand, I guess, stand as straight as possible.
Yes.
Sure. And if you have wheels on the suitcases,
that's even better. Okay, so once you get onto the plane, very small space, as we all have experienced, how does that affect our bodies?
So when we sit for a long period of time, things can get tight and things can get stagnant. So one of the most serious things that you have to avoid when you're traveling is something called a deep vein thrombosis, which is a blood clot. So movement is always beneficial and it helps with your circulation. So when you're sitting in that small plane and you're stuck on the tarmac, what you want to do are small little exercises like ankle pumps, ankle circles, shoulder rolls will be helpful, neck rolls, and then even things like glute squeezes or, contracting your muscles, because contracting and relaxing your muscles will help with that fluid movement. And when it's safe and the captain says it's okay to get up out of your seat.
They turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
Exactly. You want to get up into the aisle. You can walk around a little bit, and you might need to get a little an okay from the flight attendant, but you can go back and
you bring some props, obviously, on planes, it seems
Absolutely.
like.
And as Dr. Wu was saying, you do some very simple, basic isometric holds, but you want to start with doing some really simple, good posture, but knee raises first. And the ankle flexes. You want to add some resistance, cross your legs, and do singles. But then I love bringing bands with me because bands can fit so easily in your carry-on luggage. You can actually do bicep curls, and you can even do shoulder presses as well.
I'd be impressed if I saw someone doing that sitting next to me on the plane.
Now, 10 years ago, you would get a lot of
looks.
Crazy looks, but now people know that health and wellness is a priority, so they'll actually ask you to join in for a set, which I've seen happen.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right, and then lastly, we just have a few seconds left because people obviously on long car rides as well. What are some tips people should keep in mind if they're in the car?
Again, don't sit with poor posture. Don't tuck your legs up under you because you're going to shorten up your muscle tissue and compress your blood vessels and nerves.
And just in general, keeping spirits up, right?
Right. Well, I always say just be self-reliant and self-sufficient. Bring your own entertainment, your own food, your own space, meaning a yoga mat, perhaps a jump rope, and this way you're not relying on anybody else, even a charger for your phone. Make sure you're never out of power. Just be self-sufficient, be smart, and have a great trip.
All right. Thank you both so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Cindy, over to you.
All right, thank you very much. Time now is